another big edition to Headbanging Zulu K's Big Brother production. April 11th, still snow. Oh. Channel shoutout time. Here we go. With Martin Popoff talking about Deep Purple and then Rainbow, and there's an interview with the UFO, or one of the guys from UFO and so on. So yeah, check him out. Foghat, of course. Really enjoy his channel. Welcome to the new edition of What's Spinning, big live album edition. If you like your Whitesnake or Jolene Turner era Rainbow, like the heavier songs, now I think I've seen seen one of these guys as a guest on either with a Deep Purple tribute band where he guested or actually was in it. I can't remember, but I always look up Deep Purple tribute bands and stuff. So, but anyway. Oh, before I forget, channel shout out. Called Now Spinning Magazine with Phil Aston, A-S-T-O-N. Here's the next track. I wonder if this is the one or the next one. Really reminded me of Whitesnake. This one. Oh no! Rock and roll! Long live rock and roll! That reminds me of Long Live Rock and Roll. The next track reminds me of Whitesnake. But yeah, this channel I saw, he had Martin Popoff as a guest. They talked about their top 10 Deep Purple albums. I thought that was fantastic, because anyone who could get Martin Popoff on their show, instant street cred to me. It's like getting to talk to King Scott Waters, but or Cloudy. But he has other ones. He does the whole thing on Deep Purple Burn. He's interviewed a guy from UFO and talks about Tigers of Pantang, and he's from England, I think, and he saw Purple back in '74, and so he talks about what it was like, and he's just cool, really cool guy. Gotta worry about copyright, so I gotta blab so much. There's a sample of them anyway. No idea what their studio albums sound like. I wish that's the only album I've got. I actually thought I had a studio or two, but I don't. So now where's the next one? That's not the one. Oh, right up there we go. Anybody know this band? I don't even remember buying this. It's been years since I've heard this. It's just been hidden in the vaults. So I thought, oh, well, let's find out what this is like. And I went, oh, wow, this is good. And read up a bit about them, because I know nothing about them. But this is from, I think there's an intro here, so we can skip. But I believe they're from England. Oh, this is whole. But they're part of the new wave of British heavy metal. The first album, I think, was '84, or they started in '84, something like that. But they're pretty heavy. They don't really get into the really fast, exciting galloping that I really like. That's why I like the new wave of British heavy metal. But these guys are more of a, let's just be serious and rock. Well, they've got a number of studio albums out, and even in the 2000s they have some. I'd want the guitar turned up more up in the mix, but I want that with almost every album ever made. And this is really heavy.
Right, let me see your hands in the air. Come on.
melodic singer, which is good. And this has a lot of songs on it. Yeah, 17 songs. Try one more. That really reminds me of the wave of British heavy metal. It's got the Deep Purple in rock, a Hard Loving Man, Gallop. Anyway, gives you a taste of that. Oh, speaking of Whitesnake. And speaking of David Coverdale, oh, this is take 2, so I've got everything unorganized here. This Deep Purple, it was a bootleg for years and years called Perks and Bleep. And there's that famous picture of them in front of the Starship they had when they toured the States, had Deep Purple written on the side. But this is a must-have. This is a really obscure album. Everyone knows Made in Japan or Made in Europe, and then you can go to Live in London and the Live in Paris. But this thing, 74, redone by the Deep Purple Appreciation Society, so they cleaned up the tapes as best they can, and it is raw sounding, which is good. At first it kind of strikes you as, oh, I wish there was more treble in it. It's more like a cassette kind of muffled thing, but after you get to turn it up and crank it and just hear how raw Blackmore's guitar sound is, and that's what Phil was talking about on that channel that I just talked about. He really comments on Blackmore's guitar tone for this 74 tour, and I agree with him. I don't think his guitar ever sounded better. This is just before Burn, one of the best songs in rock history. Glenn Hughes during the concert talks about, this is the last show on the tour, we're not recording it, so we can do and say what we want now, so there's mistakes in it, but I don't care, it's just part of the action, you know, it was live. And then the big test of the mix, Might Just Take Your Life, the second song, sort of always a John Lord song, it starts with a keyboard. But in this mix, Blackmore's guitar, the rhythm parts are really chunky and it heavies it right up, like instead of it being more laid back song. Then we get to a really underrated song, Lay Down, Stay Down. 5 minute 40-second version. This is 3 days after the California Jam, which to me is the... If I was telling a Martian about rock and roll and I had to pinpoint this one thing about what rock is, live at the California Jam. Live at the California Jam is the moment. But here's the start of Mistreated, which he did with Rainbow 2. But Blackmore, it's always different. Leonard Skinner, I got a number of live Leonard Skinner albums, and they play it to the, it's always sort of the same, which is great because it's done really well. They're so talented. But Blackmore, you get a different solo every live album. It's unreal. And in this part, there's a part in here, like a rhythm part, that he'll do in a second on this solo. It's one of my favorite parts. I've never heard grunge do it or all these other branches of rock. This is where it all began. It was 74, this part. just that's why he's my favorite guitarist. And then into the main part of the song. And then the song that started it all for me in my whole life, watching live at the California Jam. Well, actually, it was at a sock hop. I didn't care about music because all I heard was horrible music, I thought. But went to a sock hop and some band was playing "Smoke on the Water" as a encore song. I'm like, what's this? This is unbelievable. So think I bought Machine Head and found out about Not Fragile Volume 4. Bought them all three same time, and then saw Deep Purple live at the California Jam. And just this version of "Smoke on the Water" is phenomenal. I'm skipping parts, but it's just heavy, like, that's why I made Japan so good over Machine Head version of "Smoke on the Water." Well, probably every song I made in Japan I think is better than Machine Head, just because it's faster and a little faster, a little heavier. Neat little part there he did, eh? And they all came out to Montreux, not we all came out to Montreux. And I think Hughes and Coverdale do a great job of singing this song, actually. Except like on live at the California Jam, there's a little part at the end where there's a little 2-minute thing where Glenn Hughes does a thing. Even when I taped this off, I think I made a tape of a tape, so when I edited it, I cut out that little part and just made the song 6 minutes instead of 8 minutes, so I just had to... I'll let you hear what I'm talking about, but it's 4 minutes in, so it's hard to oh, here's the guitar solo. Slushy time. Anyway, I wish I could play you the whole flippin' song, but so live in San Diego, but live in London's a must. So is live at the California Jam. So is made in Europe. So is made in Japan. And that's where that Phil guy showed a bunch of versions of Made in Japan, like the original. Then one that had 3 bonus tracks, and another one a box set I've never seen before. With I can't remember what was on it now, but he just smarter than me. But here's this part that I have to cut out.
Don't know what's going on, but
So it's kind of, oh, I cut it off. Anyway, I guess I have to leave it at that. But I wanted you to hear the end of "Smoke on the Water," but by the time I fast forward through it, it's time's over. But anyway, so anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget slower traffic. Oh. That's a cool intro for "Smoke on the Water." Nobody knows what's coming. But yeah, even check out live at the California Jam "Smoke on the Water" on YouTube. Especially near the end of the song, because Blackmore gets a real rhythm, a heavy rhythm going. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget slow traffic. Keep left to right, Claudia. Black Sabbath and Deep Purple rule.